Hey friends, welcome back to my chan. I'm Toria. So lately on my Instagram, I've been showing you guys my favorite dessert protein snackaroos that I've been enjoying every night, and a lot of you have been messaging me like, send the damn recipe. So I figured I would put all three of them together here for you today. If you're new here, I'd love it if you join the family and subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so that you're notified every single time I upload. So these three recipes I have been loving. I've been having them pretty much one of them every single day for the past 2 to 3-ish weeks. Mike and I are really trying hard to eat healthy right now and get our workouts in and just really stick to a diet for once. And this has made my life so much easier, and I feel like it would really help you guys too. One, not only are they all very high in protein, they're very satisfying, they're going to keep you full, and they're going to feel like actual desserts. So if you have a sweet tooth like myself, they're going to help you so much as far as your like dietary adherence is going. So today we're making strawberry cheesecake, and it only has 3 ingredients. You just toss it together and eat it and you're good to go. This first recipe I'll be showing you guys today is the easiest to make out of all 3. It's also the lowest in protein out of all 3, but it's definitely not low protein overall. So don't worry about that. We're gonna pop this together really quick. I already have some straws cut up for you guys, and there's about 4 large-ish straws. Mike's picking on me because I call them straws, but I like it. So I have those cut up, and then we have some plain Oikos Greek yogurt. Love this one. Love that it doesn't have a super strong, tangy yogurt taste. Not a huge fan of that. So this one and the Fage one are my 2 go-tos. And then the last ingredient, I actually have 2 ingredients here because I'm bougie and I like to add just a little bit more to like really punch up that flavor. But we have sugar-free, fat-free Jell-O Pudding mix. This is the cheesecake flavor. This stuff is amazing. But I'm also going to add just a little bit of vanilla to this as well, because I like to add just a little bit more of that flavor. But I'm going to take, like I said, about a cup of this yogurt. And the pups are about to be very happy because they get to lick out the empty container. They're waiting very patiently right outside of the kitchen right now. Okay, so this is about a cup, I'm thinking. And then we're going to add about a tablespoon of the Jell-O pudding mix. But it might be half a tablespoon, I can't remember until I kind of see it in the spoon, but you should get about 4 servings out of each packet of the Jell-O pudding to make these with. Yeah, half a tablespoon. It'll almost turn into like a mousse-like consistency. Last meal of the day always has to be something sweet for me. I'm gonna add a little bit of the vanilla. We want like maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon, so I just take the 1/4 teaspoon and fill it like halfway. I think one day I also added sprinkles to it too, so that's an option. And I am gonna be sharing a lot more of these little recipes as mini videos on my Instagram, so make sure if you're not following me there that you do, so that you don't miss them, because I have so many other like flavors and concoctions of these specifically that I want to make and share with you guys, so you don't want to miss that. And then I'm taking my cute little mason jar here. You don't have to do this, I'm just doing it to make it look pretty for you guys. Mike's getting it right back in this little shitty bowl. But I'm going to take about half of that mixture and add it to the bottom of my mason jar. And this just gives you guys an idea, like you can make this ahead and put it in your fridge and then have a few made for a couple of days. And you can put any other fruit in here that you want as well, but my favorite is strawberries, so I just went with the good old classic. And then add about half the straws. And there is your little dessert, ready to go. Hey guys, so it's day 2 and I'm ready to have my little protein snack. This one takes a little bit of time, so it's nice to make it a little bit of ahead and then let it sit for about 15 to 30 minutes before you're gonna enjoy it. So today's little protein snack is going to be chocolate raspberry froyo. This one is really, really good. I think you guys are gonna love it. Very high in protein. We're going to mix some protein powder. I love using the RSP TrueFit. This is the one that I've been using for the past like 2-ish years. It's my absolute favorite protein powder. I've tried them all, and this one tastes the best, and it doesn't have like sucralose and the nasty fake sugars in it. So it's a lot healthier for you as well, has lots of like vegetables, servings, greens. I don't even really know what it is, but it's all, if you do your research and you compare some of them, you'll know that this one's actually really, really good. And it tastes good too, which is the best part. So we're gonna take a little bit of that. We're gonna mix that with some Greek yogurt here, some fat-free Greek yogurt. And then as an option, we'll add a little bit of Dutch cocoa powder. This is what they use to give you the like kind of the flavor in like an Oreo. And I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I was obsessed with Dutch cocoa cookies. They were like my favorite thing of life. So I was so excited when I discovered that somebody used this in a recipe. So I started using it in this recipe as well and all of my other protein chocolate recipes. And then finally, some raspberries. We all know that raspberries are great for you. They're low in calories and low in carbs because they are high in fiber. So high in fiber is really good for you as well. So I'm gonna start off, I'm actually gonna do a half portion. If you want more volume, like almost a pint's worth of like Halo Top kind of deal, then I would do a cup of yogurt. But I never can finish that much, so I'm just going to do half a cup. And I chose the Oikos. I like the Oikos, and I like the Fage is how this one's pronounced apparently, the fat-free Greek yogurts, because these two don't have that really strong yogurt taste to them. I really don't like that tangy taste, and I feel like it changes the flavor when you're trying to like cook and do things with it. So I like it because it doesn't have that strong taste. So I'm going to put about half a cup here in my bowl. And then I'm going to take half a scoop of protein powder. So going to add, this is also optional. You can just do it with the protein powder, the Greek yogurt, and the raspberries. But I like a little bit more of that dark cocoa taste. This is not a sweetener, it's not sweetened. It just gives you more of that like dark chocolate, not even dark chocolate, like that Oreo chocolate taste. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just really, really good. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of that. I feel like I have too much still. Like the teeniest, tiniest amount. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then add that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this up. If it does end up a little bit too thick for you and you think it's just like a little bit too much, then go ahead and add in a little bit of almond milk to thin it out and you'll be good to go. I don't know about you guys, but I am just so sick of drinking protein shakes, and I love my dessert at the end of the night. Usually I have these like as my last meal of the day so that I feel satisfied, like I've had something sweet before bed. And this has helped so much and helped keep me from snacking on things that are really bad for me. It's almost like melted frosty texture. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of raspberries here. And then last but not least, optional, I have not done this yet, but I wanted to try this out today. Wanted to add a little bit of crunch to it, so I'm gonna add some mini semi-sweet chocolate chips. Do like half a tablespoon. I think that's about half a tablespoon. It might be close to a tablespoon, but we're just gonna mix those in. So I'm gonna pop a top on that and pop that in my freezer for about 30-ish minutes. I'll keep checking on it. The thing that I did the first time that I wouldn't recommend is I put it in there and I left it in there for like hours. And then when I took it out and went to eat it, it was rock solid for a very, very long time. I was like, oh, I'll set it out and it'll soften. Literally, it stayed rock solid for like a good hour and a half, 2 hours. And then it was like shavings almost. So I would just keep an eye on it, catch it before it gets to that point, and enjoy it. This is what it looks like. It's just kind of like an ugly mess, but it's so good, I'm telling you. You guys will love this. Okay, so I just took this out of the freezer. It's officially been like an hour and a half, so I think I lied. I think I had this in here for much longer than that last time, maybe like half a day. It's just getting to the point where it's starting to freeze together and get a little bit harder to stir up, but I think it's like the perfect consistency now. And I'm so excited to try this. I'm so excited for you guys to try this. So good with those raspberries. You guys are gonna love this one. Tonight we're making Dutch cocoa protein cookies. These are so good. You get so many. If you're all about volume for a lot of protein and not a lot of calories, then you're going to love this. These do taste better the next day or the day after, but they're still really good either way. So if you guys can't wait, they'll still be delicious. So let's pop these together. It's really, really easy. A few more ingredients than yesterday, but really, really quick to put together. So we're gonna start off with some of the RSP TrueFit, the chocolate protein, and we're gonna go with a scoop of that. I'm actually making 2 servings worth, so I'm going to be doubling everything, but I'll have the recipes and stuff down in the description box below. But have to make some for Mike too, right? Can't leave him out. We're adding 2 scoops, and then some of that Dutch cocoa again to give it that nice flavor and color. We're going to take 2 teaspoons, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of sugar-free, fat-free Jell-O chocolate fudge pudding mix. Now that we have all of our dry ingredients added, we're just gonna go ahead and stir them up really quick. And then next we're adding some unsweetened applesauce. We're gonna add about 1/4 cup. So if you're doing 1 serving, it'll be 1/8 of a cup. And I'm also going to add 4 egg whites. If you're doing 1, again, 2 egg whites, and that's the equivalent to 3 tablespoons of egg whites if you're just going for straight egg whites. These are always like my favorite way to end the night and just feel like satisfied, like I had something sweet, even though it's actually really healthy for me. I can go to bed happy and be ready for another day and stay on track. The consistency of this does not turn out looking like regular cookie dough. It's going to be pretty soupy. It's not going to be as thick as cookie dough would be if you would roll it, and it won't be as wet either. I like to describe the consistency of this so that you know you got it right, as kind of like boogerish. It's like really sticky and like gloppy. I'll show you guys once I get it all mixed together, but I'm assuming that's because of the egg whites in it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. So when you lift it up, see how it just like it's really like gloopy and like kind of thick but not dry. That's what you want to look for. Finally, last thing that we're gonna add, you can add whatever you want, or you can just skip these all together if you don't want the extra calories, but I like to add the white chocolate chips. These ones are actually a little bit less in calories and stuff than regular chocolate chips, but the original recipe that I kind of made my recipe from called for mini chocolate chips. So just add whatever you want, and it just gives it that little extra sweetness to the flavor. And this one actually ends up turning out kind of like Oreo flavor, so we really like that. And I just kind of shake some in. I'm not really measuring it out. I'm assuming that's 2 servings. 1 serving is 33 chips, so you get a lot more out of 1 serving of this than you do out of like a serving of regular chocolate chips. And remember, this makes a lot of cookies, so that's why we have the double trays going on here. And I don't measure these out, so I don't always get 12 out of it. Sometimes I get like 7 or whatever, but it's still the same amount of calories, so it doesn't really matter. So this is what they look like up close. Yum. So I just popped them in the oven for 8 minutes. I like them to be a little bit gooey still on the top. You might think that they're not completely done, but 8 minutes is honestly perfect. The first time I felt like I cooked them for 10 minutes. I felt like it was a little too long because they were a little more dry. Because it is a protein cookie, it's not going to have that same amount of chewiness and stuff to it. So the less you cook it, in my opinion, the better. And I liked that it still had like a little bit of a gooey top to it. So we're gonna wait for that and we'll be right back. super puffy when they first come out. I don't like to leave them on the sheet because I don't want them to just continue cooking. So I try to be really careful. And no matter what, I don't know what it is about these cookies, they do still kind of always stick no matter what. So it's better to wedge them off when they're warm than waiting until they've cooled off. This is what they look like on the inside. How they look on the inside. They're cakey and fluffy. Mmm, so good. That's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it and are excited to try out these high protein desserts. Let me know what you think in the comments, or if you guys remake them or anything or post about them, be sure to tag me. I would love to see them, and share them on my social media. And thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye.